This is Carmen from the Cayman Islands. Welcome to the first edition of Marillion Monthly.
Hi and welcome to our brand new monthly YouTube programme. Today I'm going to be talking to Mark Kelly about what happened in 2022, what's going to be happening in 2023. We're also going to have some quickfire questions with H, and Steve Rothery will be telling us all about his favourite TV programmes and films, and believe me, there's a lot of them.
I'll be looking forward to an exciting year ahead, and we'll be telling you a few ways that you can get involved with future editions of the programme.
So keep watching for our first Marillion competition.
And we want to hear about your favourite Marillion memories.
And we're going to end with some very exciting news about a subscriber-only event.
Competition? Event?
Event.
Event, okay. Sounds good.
Event at the end of the year. Hi Mark, how was your Christmas and New Year?
Very good, thank you. I was
Yeah.
in Brazil. It was raining a lot, but I still had a nice time.
Oh no, rain.
Yeah, rain in the summer. Who thought that would happen?
Well, that would be climate change then.
Probably.
Probably. We're going to start by talking about 2022, which actually turned out to be a very busy year after 2020 and 2021 were a bit...
Well, I was quite busy in 20 and 21, but we'll get to that later.
We will get to that later. So obviously the album was finished towards the end of 2021. So at the beginning of 2022, you were doing, I believe, lots of interviews.
We had a January of interviews, that's right. And then I remember we went up to the north of England somewhere.
Blackburn.
Yeah, Blackburn, to sign many thousands of albums. Remember that?
13,000.
Lovely. Nice, best 3 days of my life that was.
How hard is it to sign 13,000 copies of an album?
It was pretty daunting, actually. I think we set aside 4 days and we ended up doing it in 3. So, we actually had quite a bit of fun.
How's it going, Pete?
Going all right, Mark.
How's it going, Steve? How's it going, H? How's it going?
Well, thank you, Mark. How's it going?
Great. Fabulous.
So you did all that, and then the album came out and got fantastic response. Tell me what you felt about that.
I was going to say pleasantly surprised. I was surprised, but only not because we didn't think it was a great album. We were really happy with it. But you never know what people are going to think. You never know how it's going to be received, either by the media, the reviews and stuff. And even though they kind of don't matter, we still care that we want them to be good. You want everybody to like it. The reaction from the audience, from the fans, was amazing. So
I think it really was. If you look at the Prog magazine readers poll for the end of 2022, I mean, you swept across the board.
I know. I think that was an indication of how much people loved that album, really.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think the fans, I think that a lot of the fans vote for you every year out of loyalty, but I think it shows...
That year especially was,
it shows when you come first in all the categories that it really, really meant something. So the album had come out and had fantastic reviews, and then you guys were off to do Cruise to the Edge. And I know you like doing your cruises. How was it this year?
I do. I think me and
Last
H are I think H and I are the most enthusiastic about the cruise, and I think Ian is the least enthusiastic. In fact, I remember one year he managed to skip it by putting himself in hospital.
That was the very first year.
Yeah, seems a bit drastic, but no, it was fun. I love the cruise. I think it's just a nice way of spending a week. I mean, with 4 or 5 days. There's you get to meet a lot of people and have nice chats with people, and it's quite relaxing. You get to see lots of other bands, and you play a couple of times. What's not to like? And
you only played a couple of the new songs, didn't you, at that point? Were you still playing Be Hard on Yourself and Murder Machines? You hadn't...
I think you're right, yeah, because, well, one, they limit the amount of time we can play for. I think we only get like an hour and a half, which for us is pretty difficult to get a set list that short and, not feel like you're missing out too much. So yeah, I think it was Be Hard on Yourself. Was it Murder Machines? I can't remember, to be
I'm
honest.
not even sure if you played. No.
I think we might have only done Be Hard on Yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you came back from the cruise to the Edge and obviously had to start rehearsing for the Marillion Weekends. And it seems so long ago, doesn't it? Because we're now prepping. You're in here. We'll come to this later, but you're here prepping
this year's
Marillion
This is my
Weekends.
day one here, getting ready, and I'm just looking at. Well, I shouldn't mention any of the songs, should I?
No.
But one of the songs, the last time we played it was only like 4 years ago, and I can't find half the sounds. So it's all going great.
Business as usual. So forget this year's Marillion Weekends for now. Let's go back to last year. We started off in Poland, and then we went to Sweden for the first time.
That was really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. H got sick though, didn't he? And he lost his voice, and we had the. Do you remember? See, it's all so long ago now.
Now my biggest memory of there is visiting the ABBA Museum. And that ship that got hauled up from the bottom of the ocean, the galleon, whatever it was, I can't remember what it's called.
Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely worth a visit, but I can't remember what it's called.
Lovely venue in Sweden.
It was, yeah.
And then we did Montreal and Leicester, and have I forgotten any?
Lisbon.
Lisbon, of course.
That was really nice.
Oh, it was sunny.
Yeah.
It was that was Pete's favourite because Pete likes to sunbathe around the pool during the day.
Yeah. No, it's been a good year actually.
Do you have any memories or highlights of the Marillion Weekends last year? Because obviously it was the first time you played the album in full.
Yeah, it's been a really nice album to play live actually. I think, sometimes you get out on the road and you've just made an album and you find that some of the songs don't really work so well, and it's for whatever reason it's not always obvious when you're in the studio that a song isn't going to be as good to play live. But this album I think has got a good level of energy to it, and although some of the songs are quite complex, they translate quite well to live. And things like Murder Machines and Reprogram the Gene, Be Hard on Yourself, they're all really good live, and Care has always been amazing.
I was going to say,
but my favourite is Crow and the Nightingale. It's such a nice one to play.
A lot of people's favourites. Tim, who's filming this, it's his favourite, isn't it, Tim?
Well, he's got good taste, yes. No, it's a really nice album to play.
I remember in Poland, because Care is my favourite song off the album. In fact, it's become my favourite Marillion song ever. So I held my breath when you started playing it in Poland, and it was just magnificent, and the audience reaction was fantastic. It had been fantastic for the whole album, but we got to Care and I was like, they cracked it.
Yeah, there has been a few gigs where we've stopped and started again. but people are so relaxed these days. It's not like we're having to, it's not like we're doing a slick Las Vegas show or something. It's everybody knows that, things can go wrong, and when they do, we just tend to take it in our stride rather than smash our guitars up or whatever, like some bands or like some members of our band used to. Not naming any names.
Well, you did the Marillion Weekends in the summer, and then you had the band had a few weeks to go off on holidays and enjoy themselves, and then obviously you had to come back and start rehearsing because you had to do the UK tour, and then what had been postponed tour from 2021 in Holland, Germany and France. So you were out on the road for a long time at the end of last year. How was it for you? Any highlights, any lowlights?
That was the one thing that struck me, was that for the first time in a long time, we actually had a month of continuous touring, because normally we would do a couple of weeks and have a break. And it was fun. I really enjoyed it actually. The tour was great. It was nice having Louis Jardim with us. Added an extra layer of fun to the thing.
And that had come about because he'd played with you in Lisbon, and
well, he played on the album first of all, because the history was that he played with H on his very first solo album, and then I think he probably H suggested we get him in to do some percussion. People probably don't realise, but on most of our songs, a lot of our songs, you can hear this, shakers and tambourines and rhythmical stuff happening, which if you take it away, you'd really miss it. But when it's in the track, you don't really notice it. It doesn't really grab your attention. And a lot of that is normally played by H. He normally does all that. But this time he said, why don't we ask Lewis to come and join us in the studio. And we really liked what he added to the album, you know, especially on Care and a few of the other songs. Sierra Leone, you can really hear him well on that one. Anyway, we thought, why not ask him to play with us in Lisbon, because, you know, he lives there. And that went so well, we said, well, in fact, I said to him after the gig, I said, so Lewis, how about coming on tour with us? And he said, yeah, I'd love to. Just tell me where to be and I'll be there. And I just thought, that's a bit, you know. I said, well, we need to talk about how much to pay you. And he said, I don't need paying. Just tell me, I'm yours. I'm coming, you know.
We did pay him, Mark.
I know. I know. Well, I know. I said, no, we have to pay you. I know. No, but he was so enthusiastic, you know. He said, I love you guys. I want to do it. So that was really nice. And I think he's going to be joining us again.
Yeah, he's going to be joining us at Port Zealand for
1 or 2 nights.
1 or 2 nights to play something, not telling what right now.
We better get him in here for a few days and rehearse with him then.
We don't know where he is in the world at the moment.
Right, he's gone missing, hasn't he?
He's gone missing. Yeah, no, that. So you really enjoyed the tour. The fans seemed to really enjoy the tour.
It was great. Really good.
So that was a great end to 2022.
Absolutely.
So one more thing from last year, I think in between the UK tour and the European tour, you and the rest of the band went and did some filming for the documentary for the Season's End Deluxe Edition. Tell us a bit about that and when Season's End is coming out.
We did. We had a nice little lunch with Nick Davis, who co-produced Season's End with us. We actually went back to the Crooked Billet in Stoke Row, which is where we did our first ever gig with H. It's like going back to your old childhood home or your old school, and you look at it and you go, this is really tiny.
That's what Ian said.
How did we ever fit in here?
That's exactly what Ian said. He said, it was so small. Yeah, How did we do a gig in there?
But that was fun. And yes, so Season's End is the last of the Warner's / EMI years. That's the 8th album that we've done, the reissue 5.1 deluxe packaging type, you know, everybody knows what those things are. So yeah, that's coming out sometime in April, I think.
And are there plans to do any more of the old albums?
She's nodding. Yes, there are. I always thought we should, you know, this, especially like albums like This Strange Engine, I think can really benefit. I mean, it would be great to hear TSE, the title track in Surround 5.1. I think Somewhere Else could do with a remix. So yeah, we're it's all in the works.
Brilliant.
So, yeah.
So that was last year, except it wasn't, was it, Mark? Because you also released a book last year.
Yeah, the previous year, when we were all sat around doing nothing, I decided to write a book. Well, I had a bit of help, but I literally sat at home for about 6 months and produced a chapter every couple of weeks, and then sent it off to a ghostwriter / friend of mine, Phil Wilding, to tart it up a bit for me and make it a little bit more professional to read.
You got a copy?
Oh yeah, this is it here, and it's called Marillion Misadventures and Marathons. Marillion Misadventures and Marathons. Don't be put off by the picture of me on the cover, looking like the third Mitchell brother from EastEnders. It's actually a good laugh, this book, and it's the true story. So if you've read previous stories of Marillion, you know.
Did you do a Prince Harry? Did you want to tell your truth in a book?
Yeah, about how members of the band have been hitting me and things like that. Yeah.
You know that I tell you how it is. I really enjoyed it, and I've been a fan since 1983, and I thought I knew a lot of the stuff, and I didn't, and that's what made me enjoy reading it, because I was like, I didn't know that happened, or
Good.
Your recollection of something that I knew about was actually really funny, so I really enjoyed it.
Good. Well, that's
Is it going to come out in an ebook or anything?
Yeah, it will do. I mean, I've still got a few copies of the hardback to shift,
Right.
but I'm thinking of having a go at doing a audio version with me reading it.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
And obviously at some point it will be out on Kindle. I'm not sure where.
That's an ebook.
That's it. Yeah, ebook, Kindle, whatever, you know, your e-reader of your choice.
Oh, that's fantastic. Is there gonna be any more, or have you got it all out your system now? Book
I
writing.
think I've got it out of my system. I actually didn't even make plans to write a book. It was a journalist stroke publisher called Nick Shilton who suggested, he was actually interviewing me for my solo album, and he said, "Have you ever thought of doing a book?" And I was like, "Nope." He said, "Well, I think you might have a book in you. Most people have, why don't you think about it?" And then after about 10 minutes, I thought about it and said, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Well, write another one in another 30 years' time with
Good
the
idea.
stories of the last.
Honestly, I enjoyed it so much. If I could think of enough material to do another book, I would definitely do it.
Fantastic. Going back to the Marillion Weekends, was there any particular song at any particular Marillion Weekend that stood out for you?
Well, I'd have to probably choose Crow and the Nightingale because it's definitely my favourite song on the album, and it's one of the ones that really is nice to play live. So play Crow and the Nightingale from Leicester.
From Leicester,
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you for your words of longing. It doesn't really matter whether or not I understood them. It doesn't really matter where they take me or how they take me. A witch black hell in a storm, an unruly sea of salt frozen fear, or a paradise of palms. As long as it's not here, as long as it's not here, but a rooftop I can go to scream above the birds, adding my dull sheet to your brilliant words. A job for crystal, wrap in the sun with self, wrap in the sun, wrap in the sun with self. Wrap in the sun, wrap in the sun with sand. Make it something that can be looked at without hurting. I can try. And the nightingale, I
What is your favourite month?
September.
What is your favourite season?
Autumn.
What is your favourite animal?
I don't know, elephants.
What is your favourite colour?
Pink.
Favourite food?
Lemon drizzle cake.
What word do you hate hearing?
Fish.
Where did you go on your last holiday?
Denmark.
If you had to change your first name, what would you change it to?
Steve.
Name a 4-letter word that starts with the letter B.
Ball.
Do you like Valentine's Day?
No.
Do you decorate for Christmas?
Yes.
What has been your favourite age to be so far?
33.
If you could afford any car, which one would you drive?
If I could afford any car, in the summer, an AC Cobra, and in the winter, Panzer tank.
Finish this phrase. The way to my heart is...
Through kindness.
What is the one thing that you wish you enjoyed more?
Shows, probably. Live shows. I mean, I do enjoy them, but I don't enjoy them enough.
Would you ever appear on a reality TV show?
Not at the point of a gun.
Would your 12-year-old self think that you were cool?
You'd probably think I was strange.
Do you think you would make a good spy?
Nah. Lousy liar.
Work or play?
Work.
Money or happiness?
Happiness.
Morning or evening?
Morning.
Salty or sweet?
Salty.
Night out or night in?
Night in.
Would you rather travel to the past or to the future?
Neither.
Do you believe in second chances?
Yes.
What is your deepest fear?
Something wrong with my children.
Would you want to hear a harsh truth about yourself even if it was unflattering?
No. I've heard enough.
What do you think people misunderstand about you?
I don't know. I think that depends on the person.
What is humanity's worst quality?
Deceit.
What is humanity's most redeeming quality?
Empathy.
And now it's time for our first Marillion Monthly competition. And here's something I filmed at home with Ian earlier.
Through the round window.
Good morning and welcome to Marillion TV. This is the first one of our competitions. It's very easy to enter. Just make a comment below. So, got a few things here. This is the first thing. Marillion with Friends from the Orchestra programme from the Royal Albert Hall. And another one from the Royal Albert Hall. You know, I should pay more attention. What's that one from then?
Lightsabers.
Lightsabers. Luxury item. There's some good stuff here. And an act. And a AAA backstage pass for the UK tour. You won't get in with that anymore, of course, but it's a nice momentum. An hour before it starts, Rubik's Cube. Done. A signed deluxe, an hour before it starts, album. A signed set list. A Marillion jigsaw puzzle. And another one here. This is really difficult. Albert Hall. Right, this is a hoodie that Steve H that we had made up for Steve H so we could see what they look like. And that's a size medium. And another one, in black of course. Yeah, I could have done with this morning when I took the dogs for a walk. Bloody freezing. Marillion remastered Holidays in Eden. And a colouring book.
That's so much fun.
It is a good laugh. Oh, there's this. Now, Steve H, he doesn't really like gnomes, so apparently someone found out about it, some fans found out about it, and gnomes kept appearing in his garden. But this gnome was, I didn't know about this, was put on stage at a lot of the gigs on the last tour. Rich Lee, our tour manager, just put it by the side of the stage. So that's up for grabs, a gnome. Oh, a pair of my drumsticks. Slightly soiled, but they're good. Yeah, it's a left one and a right one. Marillion, An Hour Before It's Dark. Oh,
Car sticker.
car sticker. And another one. A load of badges. An Hour Before It's Dark. Some of the artwork on badges. Marillion Weekend, a wristband for Poland. And An Hour Before It's Dark, mobile phone holder. A Marillion torch, it says Marillion on it. Look at that, a set of plectrums from the boys.
And that's it.
And that is it. So a very happy new year to everybody, and have a safe one, and hope to see you in it sometime. Thank you.
So good luck to everyone with the competition, and we will reveal the winner in the next edition of the show.
Okay, well, my favourite films, we'll go through those first. Blade Runner, one of my favourite movies. Great story, outstanding cinematography, great acting, and great music. Paris, Texas, for the same reasons, one of my favourite movies. John Carpenter's A Thing, if you want to scare yourself silly. Probably the film that's most, along with Aliens, managed to portray just how alien an alien species might be. But it's a great film, done before the days of CGI, so it's all done in the old-fashioned way. The Lord of the Rings trilogy, love it or hate it, but I think those three films are outstanding, especially the first two, in terms of locations and acting, and obviously a great story and cinematography. Which takes us on to my TV series recommendations, and The Rings of Power, actually, the prequel to those films, I've really enjoyed. Some people kind of moan about it taking liberties, but I think it's really good. Game of Thrones, of course, for the only 1% of the population that's never seen it. Stranger Things, I really enjoy. Sandman, the Netflix adaptation of the Neil Gaiman graphic novels, which I always loved. I think it's pretty good. The Expanse, the best sci-fi series on television. Really great, gripping storylines. There's a new series we just started watching called The Peripheral, actually, which is on Amazon Prime, which I'm really enjoying. What else? Legion, which is very different. Hannah, TV series Hannah, I don't know if you've seen that. That's really good. The Bridge, the original version of The Bridge, Scandinavian crime drama, absolutely brilliant. Some light-hearted stuff like Parks and Recreation. Altered Carbon, which is a sci-fi series. Season 1 of that especially is really good. Queen's Gambit. The Last Kingdom, which I love. The remake of Lost in Space I enjoyed. Schitt's Creek, Community. BoJack Horseman, which is, if you've never seen, is very bizarre, and you've got to give it a few episodes to get your head around it, because it's this guy, but he's a horse, and it's like set in LA, and he's like a faded star, but it's very good, very thought-provoking. German series called Dark, which is really good. Dirk Gently's holistic detective agency. Ted Lasso, of course, which I think all the world loves. Daredevil and Jessica Jones from the Marvel TV series, and I thought I really enjoyed the Obi-Wan Kenobi series on Disney Plus.
So Mark, it is now January the 6th, 2023. You're going to start rehearsing now for the Marillion Weekends this year.
We are.
So we have 2 new cities that we'll be playing, Berlin and Padua. How do you feel about that?
I'm very excited, actually. I think Berlin will be good. Padua, I think, will also be good, but for different reasons.
You've played both the venues before on different tours. In fact, Berlin, you just played just before Christmas.
Are we playing the same venue?
Yes, we're playing the same venue.
Marvellous. No, it's a good one. Yeah, the Tempodrome or whatever it's called, isn't it? Yeah. See, I've got a good memory sometimes. No, it's great that we're managing to do more weekends in different places. It's always been our plan, hasn't it, to try and spread it to more countries, and so this is our first ever in Germany. And but as you know, we're down to 2 nights for quite a few of these weekends, apart from
so
Port Zealand and Montreal.
Montreal, yeah.
I mean, it's because, well, basically we're not getting any younger, and we found over the years, I don't know if people remember, but sometimes back in the 90s we used to do 4, 5, sometimes even 6 shows in a row, and by the end of it H's voice would be completely ragged, and we felt like we weren't giving our best, and he certainly didn't. It was difficult, you know, and I think we then, over the years, we've sort of put our foot down, not to you, but to various promoters, and said, no, we can only do 3 in a row. And then on the most recent tour, we found if we do 2 and a day off, 2 and a day off, it actually makes such a difference to the whole tour. You don't get to the point where Steve is really struggling to, you know, deliver. I mean, he wants to get out there on stage and do his best every night, and if you can't do that, then it just makes for a miserable experience, you know, and that translates to the audience and the whole thing. So we took the difficult decision of saying, okay, we're going to just do 2 nights at most of the weekends.
We kept 3 in Montreal because of the financial aspects of getting out there and all the costs. To justify, we had to have a 3-night weekend.
I was going to say that, of course, there's a financial hit to only doing 2 nights. But we'd rather take that hit generally and do as best we can for those 2 nights. As you said, Montreal, it makes it financially unviable if we don't do 3 nights. So that's where we are.
So what will you be doing? You'll be doing 3 nights at Port Zealand, and then condensing the best of those 3 nights into 2 nights, or?
Yeah, we haven't actually decided what we're going to do on the 2 nights, but it will be, as you like the best of. It will be 2 shows that drawn from all 3 nights, if you like.
I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be interesting, and I think the fans will really like it. I know I will.
Yeah, to be honest, we might even get a little bit. We might be able to manage to squeeze a little bit more into each night on the 2-night run, rather, because with the 3 nights, we have to be conscious that we want to get to the end without somebody falling down, you know. So yeah, I think it'll still be really worth seeing.
So obviously there was Marillion Weekends last year, but we didn't do Port Zealand because there is still, even now, no insurance for COVID or pandemics, and last year was too big a risk to put on Port Zealand. I mean, as you and I know, and we're quite happy to say in public, the insurance policy is £40,000 for Port Zealand, and
but that only covers the costs if we had to cancel for.
It doesn't. No profit, just covers the costs. So obviously Port Zealand we haven't been to since 2019. So are you all very excited about going back?
Very much. This will be our 6th, 7th time? How many times have we done it?
7th.
7th, yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Is it? Somebody over there said it's the 8th. Okay. Make a liar of us.
We'll look that up. The team that were all putting it together, you know, me, Stephanie, Mark, Rich, and the crew, Stumpy, Phil, and everyone, we're all, and Tim, who's filming it, obviously, we're all trying to get back in the, oh my goodness, it's been so long, because it's so different to any of the other Marillion Weekends. Do you feel that when you're putting it together as well?
We're already feeling, well, I'm already feeling the pressure. Like I said, I've started with the first song of the first night 3 nights worth of stuff to get through, and we've got some, we've got quite a bit of time. We've planned out the coming weeks, what we hope to achieve by the end of each week.
When did you choose the set list, and how did you choose it?
Well, you kind of know this because you.
I know it. I'm interviewing. That's one for the blooper reel.
Lucy, this is Lucy. She very helpfully put together a spreadsheet showing all of the Marillion weekends and with all the songs, every single song, and when we played them. So the first thing that we do is we look at it and go, well, which songs haven't we played for a while? And to be honest, what's a while? 4 years, 5 years, 10 years? Some of them it is 10, 15 years, or in the case of one song on this next Marillion weekend, never. We tried to put together a list of songs that is not the obvious stuff, the stuff we don't play very often, but you have to balance that with the stuff that people want to hear. It's it's a bit of a juggling act, and we usually change it. Once we get started in the rehearsals, we might change the order, or even swap out some of the songs.
I was going to interject as well and say there's always, when I'm in on the conversations, there's always the one person in the band says, can we play this song? I really want to, and if everyone agrees.
Yeah, like Most Toys for me is the one I've always wanted to play.
You love that.
Or can we not play a song? That's the other one, yeah.
Yeah, or can we not play a song? And I find that really interesting that someone says, oh, please, 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 can we play, I don't know, Fantastic Place or whatever, and everyone goes, oh yeah, that's a good call, or
yeah.
And I imagine that'll happen over the next few weeks, that you'll go, this one isn't working, guys, and someone will say, should we play this one instead?
Yeah, and there's always the same conversations that happen around we've ended up back playing these same songs that we've always played. Can we not play some different songs? And then somebody else will say, yeah, but these songs really work. And, so it is.
I love it when you have rows.
It's a complete compromise from what individual members of the band want, what we think the audience want to hear, what we think. We want to surprise people as well. So it's not always what the audience want to hear, because sometimes you have to choose things that they won't expect,
Well, in next month's TV of Marillion Monthly, I shall interview one of the band and see how rehearsals are actually going. So we'll find out if everything you've just said is coming true.
And then we've got the theme thing, which is something that I always loved right from the start with the weekends.
Themes.
The themes, yes. Where you say, well, what's the theme going to be for this night? There's the album night, and then all the themes that we've had over the years. Some have been more successful than others.
I'm not sure there's themes this year, really, is there?
I was going to say, not really. Well, there's a sort of...
Kind of is, but we can't give it away.
The Sunday's got a bit of a theme, hasn't it? And the Saturday is a...
Is a theme.
Yeah. So you just have to wait and see.
So the Marillion Weekends celebrate their 21st anniversary this year.
Come of age.
21 years ago, when I proved you wrong, Mark, when you said no one would come.
And I won a bowl of tripe. Was that it?
That was the bet. You said, if we get over 1,000 people, I'll eat a bowl of tripe. And you didn't.
Well, I'm sure I wouldn't have suggested a bowl of tripe. I think that's what you suggested I had to.
You did.
Did I? What was I thinking?
I've still got a photo somewhere. I'll try and find it of every time people bought tickets, we coloured in a chart up to a bowl of tripe at the top.
One of those little thermometer things, yeah.
Anyway, the Marillion Weekends are 21 years old this year. So of the 21 years, is there a special moment or a song that you really enjoyed playing, watching, being part of?
I think one of the great things about the weekends is that we've had a budget to do something a bit more special than when you're on tour, just because you're in one place for a few nights and you can do the screens, and so in 2015 when we first did a big sort of film production number with The Invisible Man, I think that was a special moment for me, with that Simon Ward put together with the H on the screen and all that stuff. So yeah, I think I would choose that.
it slipped away while I was distracted. I haven't changed, I swear I haven't changed. How did this happen? I didn't feel myself.
What is your favourite month?
Oh, January, because it's my birthday.
What is your favourite season?
Oh my God. Oh, summer, obviously.
Favourite
Obs.
animal?
Favourite animal? Yeah, that's... Do you know what? I mean, I should say cat, because I've always had cats, but I think dolphin is a pretty cool mammal.
Favourite colour?
Turquoise.
Favourite food?
Yeah. God, seafood, I think. I love seafood.
What word do you hate hearing?
I think it's probably the word I hate. Oh, so, can I not... Am I allowed to say that?
Where did you go on your last holiday?
I've just come back from the Maldives, which was my last holiday. I got back on Friday.
If you had to change your first name, what would you change it to?
Well, I'd probably cheat a bit and call myself Pedro.
Can you name a 4-letter word that starts with the letter B?
B. Band.
Do you like Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I do actually.
Do you decorate for Christmas?
Yes, absolutely. But only in December.
What has been your favourite age to be so far?
Favourite age to be? I reckon about 25.
If you could afford any car, what would you drive?
Well, of course, I should say something like a Tesla, shouldn't I? But I don't like him very much at the moment.
What is one thing that you wish you enjoyed more?
I don't know, really. I don't know. A few things spring to mind.
Would you ever appear on a reality TV show?
Absolutely not. Although I appear to be in one now, actually.
Would your 12-year-old self think that you were cool?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think you would make a good spy?
Yes.
Work or play?
Play.
Money or happiness?
Happiness.
Morning or evening?
Or morning. I'm a morning person.
Salty or sweet?
Yeah. I used to say sweet, but I think salty now.
Night out or night in?
Night in, definitely.
Would you rather travel to the past or to the future?
The past, I think.
Do you believe in second chances?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
What is your deepest fear?
My deepest fear, being burnt alive, probably. I know. That's horrific. I can imagine.
Would you want to hear a harsh truth about yourself, even if it was unflattering?
Absolutely not. Just go away.
What do you think people misunderstand about you?
Bloody loads of things, actually. How much I think about things, because I'm not really very good at... you know, empathising.
What is humanity's worst quality?
Stupidness.
What is humanity's most redeeming quality?
Love, probably.
Love.
Love.
So, I'm going to have to get back to this programming and learning these songs. What are you doing this year?
Well, it's going to be a very busy year, Mark. We're going to be paying a lot more attention to Marillion's social media channels this year, our Instagram, our Twitter, our Facebook, our YouTube. We're going to try and have some coherency and consistency across them all, and we've got a lot of ideas which we're really looking forward to and really excited about, and hopefully the band can be a part of. I'll be coming and sticking a camera in front of your faces, so don't tell me to go away. We would like you guys to get involved. At the beginning of the show, you saw lovely Carmen in the Cayman Islands saying hello and welcome to Marillion Monthly. So if you would like to do that, we would like to see your film. So just film yourselves saying, hello, I'm Lucy Jordash, I'm from England, and welcome to Marillion Monthly, and send it to us. The address will be in the details below.
You don't have to be from somewhere exotic and sunny.
No, we'll accept anywhere, even if it's really grim. We would also like you to send us a video describing your favourite, best, funniest Marillion memory. Keep it to 20 to 30 seconds. Just film yourselves telling us that. And again, you can send it to the address below, and we'll pick our 4 favourite each month and include them as part of this programme going forward. Remember to enter the competition that Ian told you about earlier by leaving a comment below. Make it a nice one, and I'll get the band. Maybe Mark. I'll get Mark to choose a winner at random in a couple of weeks' time, and they will win that fantastic goodie box. So I think that's it.
Didn't you forget something? I noticed in the diary that we're playing a show in London.
Yes, we will reveal the details a bit later in the year, but sometime in November, Marillion will be playing a gig at the Roundhouse, and it will be for subscribers of our YouTube channel only. So make sure you do subscribe to this channel, and
oh my God, I better subscribe then.
We will send more details as we go along, but we will also do a couple of other gigs in Europe around it. We will put details of that out later, but we're looking forward very much to playing a special gig at the Roundhouse for YouTube subscribers. So I think that's it for this month. So thank you very much, Mark, for indulging us and doing this.
Absolutely. And thank you. Bye-bye.
Let's watch The Invisible Man. I just had a really stupid look on my face. I've got to do that again. I went like that.
Let's watch The Invisible Man. So why don't we watch The Invisible Man?